subconscious mind those qualities, and the subconscious mind opens up the connection to infinite intelligence. Read about it in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Let's talk about youthfulness. Youthfulness is not governed by age. Age really just is a number. There are people that I know that are in their 40s that are in far greater health and vibrancy, have better skin texture, etc., than those in their early 20s. Why? Because they take care of themselves, but more importantly, one of the things that I found that really, really taps into youthfulness, lasting youthfulness, is goals. It's a vision that you want to see something happen in reality, something that you don't know how you're going to create it, but you know you're going to create it. Something interesting happens. You imprint that onto your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is going to revitalize you. It's going to bring you to life. And the voice that you have, the actions that you take, it's going to spring you forward. And what you're going to be able to create is going to be driven by such passion that it's amazing. And your body, the look in your eyes, the energy, everything transforms to give you everything you need to make that goal a reality. When we're very young, let's say we're teenage years, early 20s, whatever, I'm 36 now. We're well connected to this source just because we come right out of the box with a lot of passion. And that's why people that are really young have a lot of zest and passion for life. But as they age, through numbers, get into their 30s, etc., their passions start to go away. Now they're just going into a routine. And they give up on a lot of their dreams. And as a result of giving up on a lot of their dreams, they don't really have any worthy ideals, as Earl Nightingale talks about. And now the body just starts to age. Their mind starts to age. They start to look like there's no fire in them. There's no light in their eyes. And they're imprinting that into the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is creating more of that. So real youthfulness comes from a worthy ideal, a passion and zest towards achieving a goal. And that goal has to be challenging at a high level and one that brings out the best in you. When you take that goal and you impress that onto the subconscious mind through affirmation, through visualization, your subconscious mind goes to work and wakes you up. It gives you the energy. It pulls out the passion from within you, and you begin to move forward. You become youthful, what real youthfulness means. You might even notice that your skin texture will change. The look in your eyes, the glow will be back. You might even notice that you're more energized. You will start getting healthier physically. You might reach out for better foods because you recognize that you want to give it your all. So you'll start eating healthier, start exercising. All these interesting things will happen to you when you use the power of the subconscious mind. Hope you enjoyed this video. I really recommend that you read this book. It's going to have a really profound impact on you if you are interested in achieving success. Thank you very much for watching. If you need a copy of this mind map, it's at the bottom of this video. I will talk with you soon. Take care. The 7-Day Mental Diet by Emmett Fox. This simple-to-follow program, yet probably one of the most challenging programs that we can go on, can be one of the most transformative programs that we could ever do in our life to bring us into the spirit of harmony. In the Bible it says, the kingdom of heaven is within you, and heaven means harmony. Harmony within is expressed as harmonious people, environment, circumstance, and condition in the external world. Inharmonious within is reflected accordingly as well. Thus, by changing our thoughts and the way we think, we impress in our subconscious mind that what is related to our thoughts. What is impressed in our subconscious mind is expressed outwards and materialized into form. Harmonious thoughts translate into harmonious impression on the subconscious mind, which translate into harmonious people, environment, circumstance, and information in the external world. Inharmonious does the same thing of its equivalent. The subconscious mind is responsible for creating most of our reality. And the subconscious mind is impressed via the five senses, the data received via the five senses, and the meaning given to that data, or the sixth sense, otherwise we called it the imagination. And in the sixth sense, we have the ability to choose. It depends entirely on the quality of the mental food upon which you diet yourself. Please be very clear about this. If you change your mind, your conditions must change too. Many of us have been on this journey of personal development for quite a bit of time. All we have to do is reflect back on new information that we've taken in that was empowering and that we've believed to be true, that has impressed the subconscious mind, and observe the changes in our external world as a result of that information. This was a net result of changing our mind. When we change our mind, the external world changes. Through the 7-day mental diet, we're amplifying the ability to change the mind. We're bending reality into a different direction, more into the cause-based direction, because we are aligning with harmonious thoughts. What about moods? You must train yourself to choose the subject of your thinking at any given time, and also to choose the emotional tone, or what we call the mood that colors it. Yes, you can choose your moods. Indeed, if you could not, you would have no real control over your life at all. We must first believe it's possible to choose our thoughts and our emotions. It is possible. In the Bible it said, "If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth." And that stated, we have the power to choose our thought and our moods. One of the ideas that cripples us is the idea that we do not have control of our emotions. This is simply not true. We might be under such a grip of our emotions that we might not believe that we have control of our emotions. But as we begin to cleanse ourselves of disempowering programming, we start to realize that we do in fact have control of our emotions. We change our thoughts on how we respond to a circumstance, and then we start to feel better about it. And when that same circumstance shows up, we respond in a positive mood, thus changing the mood with the thought. In business, selling may require you to deal with rejection. When you experience rejection, do you feel empowered or do you feel disempowered? Those that have conditioned their mind to feel empowerment through rejection know exactly what it is I'm talking about by understanding the power of transmutation. Transmutation is the act of turning one meaning into another emotionally. Low self-esteem and low self-worth and lack of worthiness. Criticism can empower us, uplift us, or criticism can disempower us. The feeling, the mood that we experience through criticism reveals to us of the meaning we give to the external world data that is received via the five senses, in which we interpret as criticism. The meaning we give to it changes the mood, and so it is possible then to change the mood by changing the thought. Moods habitually entertained produce the characteristic disposition of the person concerned, and it is his disposition that finally makes or mars a person's happiness. This is what we do during the 7 days. First, make up your mind to devote 1 week solely to the task of building a new habit of thought, and during that week, let everything in life be unimportant as compared with that. Now, this is a process, and we have to take this consciously and seriously. For 1 week, we make this a priority. 1 week, we are going to devote to reconditioning the mind and bending it over to positive, bending it over to the spirit of harmony, bending it over to cause-based thinking rather than effect-based thinking, being the cause of reality rather than being reactive to reality, to consciously choose what kind of meaning we give to data via the five senses,
Alright, guys. Alright, so probably have a few questions why I sold in here. That was based on the higher time frame, so I was selling on the 30-minute order block, had my stop loss above. That's why I had this drawdown and entry at the volume imbalance. Had one here in NQ, but there was another one and there was a fair value gap. So I wanted to get the higher one. I just didn't want any drawdown. And I went short in this one because that was more obvious too. But I could have went short in here. You can see how it respected it right here. I mean, it's one of those. Actually, pretty happy ICT introduced this to me I think last year. Usually, he would talk about the volume imbalances on the higher time frame, so on the daily chart, but I never even knew you could find them in the futures market. And let me single this chart out to show you guys. I mean, I'm demo balling, so I'm stealing ICT's flow, but to see an entry like this, to sell, let's see, 38.82 even. So what's that? 38.82 even. So essentially, this is consequent encouragement of this volume imbalance. To be able to sell in this with that level of precision is bonkers to me. I'll close about 5 FOMC this week, so I'm pushing my luck already. So let's not mess around here. It's great stuff, and I'm having fun doing these videos. Let me actually show you the order block I was referring to. So it's the same market I was trading yesterday where I caught the really good sell. So here's the bearish order block. I went short on this candle. So the reason why is because I was anticipating this to be a swing high. Ideally, you don't want to see it broken, but I knew it was a possibility. And if it did break, then that was the markets going out up there. Sorry, I dropped my pen. I was taking some notes. That was the markets going up there, taking out buy side before ultimately heading lower. On the hourly, there's a BISI in here, and I'm telling you guys, the BISIs and SIBIs for me are my favorite draws on liquidity. Ideally, in the beginning, I would wait for the markets to drop, then I would be looking to buy in here. But over time, I realized, man, knowing the drop is coming is way more, it skews my probability way more, because usually the markets actually do return to these SIBIs and BISIs. It's all about timing it correctly in the right time of day. So sold on the order block. So that's the major framework. So had the order block to frame the trade on, and then I have a draw on liquidity, and this thing is still tanking. Let's see. All right. So buy side, I actually wrote the buy side liquidity up here. It took it, and I was waiting for some sort of displacement to actually add another position. I wasn't necessarily fearful because it was so close to the stop loss. It was whatever. Because I figured if it does take me out, that means I'm probably wrong on my bias. And for the past year and a half, my bias has been, I think the best part about my trading, it's not even entries actually. It's actually my bias. So I'm never really worried about my bias. Over time, I've learned to trust it. So volume imbalance entry up here, really, really good stuff. This was the initial because of the order block. And I took this, we're inside of fair value gap in here also. And there was another fair value gap in here that sort of overlapped. And I was anticipating, all right, optimal trade entry. Let's use this. Optimal trade entry. I can definitely go short in here and not worry about it. But I still kept that in mind that the markets may go higher once more. So I made sure my stop wasn't at this high. That way I don't get taken out and put it at I think at the open of the order block. So that's why it didn't take me out. So all that I think comes with time and understanding what you're doing. I'm not sure if they're gonna want to use this as a mitigation, but either way, that's about it for today. So short in here, 10 micros, and here 10, and got out of here 10 and 5, and I'm gonna hold the remaining position for that hourly. I hate seeing all this mess on my chart. That hourly busy in here. So that's the framework, and that's what I'm ultimately targeting on the higher time frame. So short one again. I'm gonna try to keep these up and post these executions as much as possible whenever I do trade, but you won't get one tomorrow. I'll be tape reading and then having my notebook just writing stuff down, but I won't be doing any live trading. And if I do any, it's probably not it's probably not gonna go very well. So I'll try to refrain from doing anything stupid. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good day. And this was another short execution. Let me try to show it again. That way you guys can see it. And here, and down here, volume imbalance. So that's what this is. And the really good thing to mention too, buy side is taken. That's why I was way more confident to even take this. Buy side taken inside a premium array, and then we have a discount array that hasn't been traded. So we have a BISI, so buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. All likelihood, the markets will try to draw into that. So that's why I took this. It's a weird entry. I mean, I never even knew about volume imbalances until last year when Michael introduced them, but some really good stuff, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Maybe learn a thing or two from it. Not sure, but that's me, and it's early. It's not even 8:30 yet, so I still got a couple more trades I could possibly take, so I might even post more, but let's see, 7:55. No, I'll be heading to the library and doing other things for today. So I think that's it. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Have a good day and enjoy this one.